Hundreds of schools and churches are closed this morning as a winter storm works its way across West Michigan. We're following the storm's impact right now on Daybreak.
And the winter storm warning stays in effect through Friday morning.
Lots of school closings and freeway closures to tell you about coming up.
And thousands remain without power after a cold winter's night when consumers' crews expect electricity to be restored. And even a storm can't stop the holiday spirit. What you'll still be able to do today in Grand Rapids starting this afternoon. Good morning, it's 6 o'clock. I'm George Smith. Daybreak starts right now.
From the Storm Team 8 Tracking Center, this is a winter weather alert.
This is how the storm made itself known as snow started to fall along the lakeshore last night and moved inland across West Michigan. That's how we knew we were in for a major weather event that's expected to continue into the early morning hours tomorrow. This is what it looks like right now outside on the way from Grand Rapids to Ottawa County along Chicago Drive. Our crew is making its way slowly there. Storm Team 8 has warned we could see hazardous road conditions today, especially because sleet that fell prior to the storm's arrival may have created slick spots underneath the snow. We have team coverage this morning following every aspect of the storm. Sarah Flynn is tracking snow bands moving across West Michigan this morning, as well as the next band that's on the way. Blake Harms is with us monitoring traffic conditions across highways, as well as school closings. Elena Cousineau is near Hudsonville to give us a look at conditions on the ground. But let's start with Sarah. We should not be fooled by any blue skies we might see this morning, right?
No, just because we haven't seen necessarily a ton of snow rack up across the board. Those high winds, and as you mentioned, the sleet that fell yesterday is making travel incredibly difficult. You just saw on the roadways there, barely some tire tracks in each lanes on the highways, which typically are some of the best roads. We continue to see lots of rounds of snow, though, today. So just because you maybe haven't seen a whole lot outside your front door, we have a long ways to go with this system. For now, the heaviest of snow is west of 131, and it's a true lake effect event. So we start to look for those darker blue pops of color, indicating where we could see those whiteout conditions, declining conditions rapidly. And one is stretching from about Hamilton further off to the south towards Allegan. Another one was along 196, but that one does look a little bit weaker at this point. Still, though, stay home if you can. We got a lot of closures to talk about here in just a moment. That winter storm warning remains in effect for pretty much all of our counties, or at least counties near and west of 131. Advisory counties are east of 131, still windy and still could definitely see some snow today, just lesser amounts at all. We'll continue to hold on to that until 1 a.m. tomorrow morning. Now, the winds are the big factor. That's what's causing those whiteout conditions and quick decline in visibility. Top gust at 40 miles per hour in Muskegon, 36 in Allegan, 25 in Ionia. Visibility is declining because of that as well. We're less than a mile in Holland and Benton Harbor. We're near normal, but again, this can decline really on a dime as we continue to see these bands set up. Check in Holland. Again, there's that low visibility. You should be taking a look at Lake Makatawa. We're doing okay further inland, but again, starting to see some of that blowing snow ramp up again in Allendale. It's going to be frigid out there. Temperatures currently sitting in the teens, feeling like the single digits, and that's causing some issues on the roadways. That salt not going to work as well. Blake, what is the latest with all the closures going on?
Boy, Sarah, it is a mess across West Michigan. We're just getting into the heart of the morning commute, and we already have several freeway closures. Let's show them to you because there are several. We have closures on I-96, US 131, and I-94 at this hour. And if I were to just even zoom in on the Grand Rapids area, boy, it is a mess. Oh, I-96 closed over near Portland. US 131 continues to remain shut down near Byron Center, with several other fender benders occurring both on and off the freeways. The big one this morning, northbound US 131 at 100th Street is closed due to a multi-vehicle accident. It has been closed for several hours now as cleanup continues. Other big one, I-94 westbound. This just past Battle Creek remains closed this morning. We're starting to see significant backups there. And again, I-96 near Portland, if you're heading over toward the Lansing area, even where they haven't seen much snow overnight, closures are in effect there as we continue to see several big crashes on our major freeways and very slow travel, especially where we're seeing that heavy snow this morning.
All right, thank you for keeping your eye on the roads this morning. Two of my favorite words as a kid, snow day.
Yes.
A lot of that happening this morning.
A lot of that happening, George. And the biggest district in West Michigan closed this morning, Grand Rapids Public Schools. And if I show you the map here across the Grand Rapids area, East Grand Rapids, as of a few minutes ago, the only district in Kent County that has yet to close. Otherwise, all the Ottawa Ottawa County schools last night closed, as is Muskegon County. And as we look off to the South, Kalamazoo area schools are closed, over to Battle Creek, all along I-94. Some schools down in St. Joseph County. All the schools in Allegan, Barry County are closed as well. Widespread school closings in effect. Again, the big one that came in here just within the last half hour or so was Grand Rapids Public. And again, these are areas where we haven't seen a whole lot of snow overnight, but the roads are very icy. And we have the full list for you. You'll want to check it out at woottv.com. We are now in the hundreds, and you'll also continue to see the instant alerts flash across your screen as any districts that haven't closed yet potentially cancel classes here this morning, George.
All right, thank you very much, Blake. Wind and snow combination leading to many power outages throughout West Michigan and changing conditions on the roads. Elena Cousineau is live near Hudsonville. Elena, after driving west on I-196, what advice do you have for drivers, and how could this impact power restoration?
Yeah, George, there's a lot of slip and sliding out here, not only on the highway, but also on the roads. In fact, about 2 minutes ago, we saw a car kind of go sideways as it was trying to pull out of the parking lot here. So our biggest piece of advice right now, if you have to get on the road, is take it slow. In fact, when we were coming up here from I-96, it was almost down to one lane, not because the lanes were gone, but because there were only one lane of tracks as we were heading here. So again, take it slow. And this strong wind and snow coming down here in Hudsonville is leading to power outages throughout West Michigan. Take a look at the Consumer Energy's outage map. Now, about an hour ago, there were 5,000 outages, but those crews have been hard at work. Now they're around 4,000, and those outages are mostly centered around the lakeshore right now in pockets of about 300 to 400 customers. Now, looking at when those crews will have those outages ready to go and power back for customers, they're looking towards later this morning around 9-10 o'clock for most of the outages, but you can check in your area on the outage map. And there is some scheduled outage on Saturday morning for an area in Wayland. We'll have more about that coming up in the next half hour, and we'll also keep you updated on the road conditions here in Hudsonville, throughout West Michigan, and those outages more in our show. For now, live in Hudsonville, Elena Cousineau, News 8.